one of the things that I wanted to start with the throat chakra class, and I'll kind of talk about that while we're waiting for everybody to come in, is that I want to start with a quick fear meditation, because fear is one of the main emotions that get kind of stuck in that throat chakra. And so I was like, I learned my lesson with the infertility class that we did because we got interrupted 42 times during that class. And I had to stop about mid-class, and I was like, okay, guys, who's got some unresolved fears around infertility? And like the whole group was like, me. And I was like, okay, we need to do a quick fear meditation. And the reason for that is that if we are holding fear around a topic, then there is going to be resistance. And that resistance is going to block you from learning new knowledge or creating new understanding or healing within your body. And so I kid you not, my infertility class was just like constant interruptions. And my kids are playing games quietly in the other room. And I want to keep it that way. Because the kids and animals will feel that disruption more than anybody else. And so they'll be like, Mommy, I need your help. The dog will bark, the kids, So we're going to do a fear meditation around our throat chakras. And it's only going to be a quick 5-minute one just to get us started so that we know that we're all kind of balanced and happy as we go into this class. And that way we'll cross our fingers that it will go smoothly. So if you haven't done a meditation with me, my meditations are pretty simple. We start with 3 deep breaths in, and that's in through your nose, and you're going to fill your lungs up as far as you can. Your stomach's going to pooch out, and then we are going to pause just for a second, kind of hold that breath, and then you're going to just push it out through your mouth. You can visualize as you breathe in that you're breathing in pure white light. And as you exhale, visualize that you are pushing out all of that stagnant energy from your lungs, as well as pushing that out past your throat chakra. Pardon me, there goes mine. And we'll just do kind of a quick 5-minute meditation just to kind of get us reset and going for the class. So excited to have all of you guys here. So let's start our throat chakra meditation, and I will deep breathe with you. So we're going to start with our first deep breath in. You're going to pause and then exhale. Second breath in. Pause and exhale. And third deep breath in. Pause and exhale. Now, as we continue the meditation, you can continue deep breathing if you would like. You can place your tongue on the roof of your mouth to more completely connect your energy if you so feel like that. And I want you to feel just how you're feeling right now. I want you to ask your body if you have any fears that will prevent you from learning new knowledge, understanding new things, or healing today in conjunction with your throat chakra. And if you feel energy shift in your throat, maybe it might get tight or tingly, that's a recognition that there's something there. And I want you to just sit with it. And I want you to recognize that your fears are your body's safety mechanisms. And those safety mechanisms are created to keep you safe, to keep you protected, to keep you from harm. And so your subconscious and your body is doing exactly what it's meant to do, which is to keep you safe. And so we're just going to send gratitude to our body, to our throat chakra, and just in your heart and your mind or speaking out loud, just like you to say with me, I am grateful for my throat, for my voice, for all related organs connected with my throat chakra. I am grateful for the fears that create awareness, that help me understand my needs just a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. And say thank you. As you continue to deep breathe, we're just going to surround everybody in this group with some beautiful white healing light so that your subconscious can recognize you are in a safe place. You're in a space of healing. And we are in a sacred, protected space. We ask that our angels, our ancestors, the holy masters, our higher powers, whoever that may be for each individual, provide us strength, protection, knowledge, and understanding as we go through this class today. I'm going to take a deep breath in. And with gratitude, we say thank you. And then we're just going to deep breathe in one more time. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, move your body just a little bit. And come back into the room. Hopefully everybody's feeling just a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more centered. Feel free to post in the comments anything you felt during that meditation. And if you have any questions as we go, feel free to post in the comments. If you're watching the replay, post in the comments wherever you're watching the replay, so that we can get a greater understanding of those that are participating in the class. And if you have anything that you guys need, please let me know. So again, the reason why we started the throat chakra class was because fear is often the strongest emotion that is held in the throat chakra. If you're not aware of the throat chakra is basically from your nose down to about here. And it kind of encompasses everything in this area. Now, reminder that we have hundreds of chakras all over the body, but most people just talk about the main chakras because it gets very confusing. But know that you have a front main throat chakra as well as one in the back. Our minor chakras in your ears that are connected to your throat through eustachian tubes. So things that you hear will affect your throat chakra. Also, what is connected to your throat chakra is your solar plexus, your stomach, your intestines. And so the throat chakra, heart chakra, and solar plexus kind of all play an integral part in working together. And so if you guys have noticed that the next set of classes is throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus. So I would invite you to attend all of those. Let's see, Breezy said during the meditation, she started coughing and feeling tightness. So this is that throat chakra going. Now it's really interesting. When I work with clients, I can feel chakras, I can feel energy. So typically I like that throat chakra to be nice and kind of bouncy and open. So my throat chakra right now actually is pretty open because I've been doing a lot of throat chakra work, but it's not totally complete because I can say things like talking about my trauma, bloop, and it goes, I can say talking about my mother and that goes kind of down. And so some of us may have throat chakras that open and close. And that's when that throat feels tight. It may close during certain topics or certain talking to certain people. Sometimes my clients will have one half of their throat chakra where it just shuts down on the half. Typically, in general, for women, it tends to close down on the, and I should say, female gender, female energy people is what I should really say, because to me, I see things more as energy. So like I'm masculine energy, and then like my husband's feminine energy. So typically people with feminine energy, they will have a closure on the masculine side. And if it's a lopsided thing, right? And typically people with a masculine dominant energy will have a closure or weakness on the feminine side. And that is because we operate where we are strongest, and we often feel weakest on the opposite side of us. So for me, I'm a masculine energy person. I very much felt weak in my feminine energy, in my divine feminine. For me, what I would do is often just push through things, muscle through things. I got to act like the boys, and and was really kind of let's tough it out type energy. And so that masculine overbalance created the imbalance in my throat chakra, which looked like for me, loud words, harsh words, yelling words, things like that. Now, if you are the opposite and you have the weakness on your feminine side, that imbalance is going to look like self-confidence, difficulty speaking, difficulty expressing those things. And sometimes we have both, where it just is all around difficult. And so it's important to kind of recognize the difference between masculine and feminine imbalance, because that's going to help you understand what's going on. So Shannon says she's been making herself sick because she cannot express her feelings. I don't want to hurt people, so I will hurt myself instead. I'm there with you. I never want anybody to hurt the way I hurt. That sucks. Trauma sucks. And that is often why we hold on to words, why we're like, I don't want this person to hurt. I don't want them to hurt like I do, because I know how bad that feels. So when we look at the throat chakra, and this is a great way to step into communication, because the throat chakra is in part communication. There's some other things we'll talk about as well, but in part it is communication. And so this is what I usually typically say with communication. If you are using nonviolent communications, where you are not intentionally trying to cause harm with your words, then you should always speak your truth, right? You should always speak what you need to say. One of my favorite sayings, and I can never remember where I even heard it, was that do not take offense where none is intended. And to be offended is a choice. It is not something that is put upon us. It is a choice. And those that we communicate, and also with ourselves, communications, if no offense is intended, then they are taking offense by choice. And their offense, their triggers reflect their need of healing as well. Now, intentionally harming someone by yelling, screaming, saying you're a stinky poopy head, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. We don't want to intentionally harm people, right? And we can even go in and recognize, my husband and I have definitely been working on communication. And so we can go in and say, some of our communications is like, hey, this is going to be a difficult conversation. And I just want you to know that my intent is not to hurt you or harm you with my words, but that I really feel like I need to speak about this. I actually had that conversation literally with my husband 2 hours ago. I was kind of grouchy today. My blood pressure has been kind of wonky, and I just wasn't in a great mood. And, I sat down with my husband and I said, look, I don't want to hurt your feelings, and I'm not yelling at you, so don't take this way. But, some of the things that you did today were not as helpful as I want, and I'm holding on to some upset feelings about that. And And I said, I don't want you to feel like you're not loved or appreciated, but I just want you to know that I'm just kind of feeling grouchy. And, if I said anything that hurt you, I apologize. That was not my intent. And so bringing in a very strong dose of self-awareness, everybody gets upset. Everybody has bad days, right? And so self-awareness can go a long way of saying, hey, I know I was kind of a bi-tatsi. I know I was kind of snarky today, and I apologize for that. My intent was never to hurt you with my words. Or, starting the conversation with like, hey, I need to have a difficult conversation with you, but it's really important for me, right? And, one of the things I have learned through my healing process is that I do the same thing as Shannon. I will willingly throw myself in front of the bus for anybody because I don't want anybody to get hurt, because it's my job to protect people, right? Maybe, but it's also our jobs to take care of ourselves. And, there can be a balance, and we often look at, well, it's selfish of me to do this, or it's unkind of me to do that. Well, maybe not, but selfish is taking, selfish is intentionally hurting. You wouldn't say it was selfish to drink water, right? Or eat food, but we say it's mean or hurtful or selfish to express how we feel, right? Self-expression is very important. Often self-expression difficulties stem from generational traumas. Most people that I work with, not all, but quite a large amount of them, have, a family history of people being told to sit down, shut up, that your voice doesn't matter. You are not allowed to speak. Freedom of speech is actually a very new concept and has not been around very long. So, very easily can be inherited from generational stuff. So I'm just kind of going back to my notes. I want to make sure I don't miss anything here. I have lots of notes for you guys today. So the throat chakra, let's see. We've kind of skipped around, so I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. The throat chakra, again, is about throat self-expression. It allows us to make creative and powerful choices. It's how we say yes or no. It's our self-confidence in our voice. So that self-confidence comes from the feminine side. We think of self-confidence coming from the masculine side, but masculine self-confidence can actually turn very quickly very sour into narcissism or like overconfidence. The throat chakra helps us make important decisions. It helps us become accountable for our behavior, to receive guidance, to share our visions. The throat chakra is actually one of the main chakras that's important for manifesting. So if you have been trying to manifest things and it's been unsuccessful, it could be because you have a blocked throat chakra. And that's pretty crazy to think about it, but your throat chakra is directly connected to manifesting things in the physical reality, by expressing and having a clear intention of what your needs are, expressing yourself, and then taking action. And if that throat chakra is blocked, it's going to be really, really hard for you to speak things into existence. So, we are creators in our own right. We have a spark of God, creator, the universe within us. And that creation ability comes from, in part, our voice. Our voice creates words. Our voice creates ideas. It creates expression. The two main parts of our bodies that create, well, actually three: throat chakras, your hands, and then your sacral chakra are all involved in creation. And so one of the main creation aspects is throat chakra, and it's often missed. And people are like, oh, I'm struggling with manifesting. Why am I not manifesting things? And I have my vision board, and I'm doing my affirmations, and this isn't working. Look at your throat chakra. And the throat chakra is where we hold judgments of self and others. There goes mine. Of our responsibilities and our criticisms of ourself and others, and it is also the area of integrity. It is where we express our integrity and support others. And if we lack integrity, we break our words, we break promises, they can leave emotional and energetic scars. And those emotional and energetic scars damage the throat chakra. Harsh words damage the throat chakra. Having someone devalue what you have to say is going to damage your throat chakra. So maybe you're trying to express something to someone. I'm trying to tell you about my experience. I'm trying to tell you about my needs. And they're like, yeah, whatever. Or I don't believe you, or you're lying. What happens? Oh, well, maybe I won't talk anymore. And that's a throat chakra damage. Throat chakra damage comes, like I said, from generational traumas. It comes from generational beliefs and outdated beliefs, from religions, from governments, from society. Children are to be seen and not heard. Women are to know their place in the home and not to speak up. A lot of these very outdated traditions, the don't ask, don't tell policies. A lot of these things are so damaging to the throat chakra because we're not able to express our truth and express who we are, right? And so, yes, Judith said, or get interrupted. Exactly. Nicole says, I felt that way, speaking up and not being heard. I just stopped speaking up. Yeah, me too. Right. And it's so interesting how, like I had a client where her throat chakra closed, in part because she was told that she was a very messy child and she had a messy room. Sometimes it's really simple things like this, or parents are like, shh, not right now, right? Not right now. And if you, shh, not right now enough, your kids are going to go, okay, never. And then they're going to grow up into adults that go, well, it's never the right time. And they're going to struggle with expressing themselves over and over and over again. If they're told to sit down and shut up, if they're yelled at for making mistakes, if they're yelled at for anything, going to shut it down. If they're called names, going to shut down their throat chakra. So many things can damage the throat chakra. And so what happens is, spiritually, we have throat chakra damage. And when there's weakness in the spiritual, that becomes weakness in the physical. Morgan says, same, being asked questions and people talking over or ignoring you when you answer, always being interrupted. Sometimes it's easier to stay quiet. Yeah, you're right. Me being very visible on TikTok was super scary because my throat chakra, I'm still working on it, which is why all you guys are here, because I attract people that are healing the same thing as me. And to speak my truth was terrifying. And then to have people come on like trolls and I don't like this, stop talking, right? I don't want to hear what you have to say. Or, you could be at work and, hey, I have a really great idea. No, I don't like that idea. Stop talking. Or bosses that take your ideas, and then it's like, well, maybe I'll just be quiet because it's not worth hearing what I have to say. And then that throat chakra, the longer it stays closed, the less that energy flow is going to happen. And the less we're going to draw on energy that we need to those areas. And then things are going to start to fail. So as a child, what I'll use myself as an example, I had tons of sore throats, bronchitis, strep throat, tonsillitis, right? As I got older, the throat stuff started turning into, strep throat, that actually went into pneumonia, because it was such a bad infection. The weakness was so much there, which actually started my spiritual awakening. So I'm not mad at it, but it was unpleasant. Now it is manifesting in thyroid imbalances for me. It is manifesting in tonsils that are very swollen lymph nodes. It is manifesting if you have trouble with your teeth. This is a throat chakra thing, the areas of the throat chakra are just so much more than the throat. It can be, like I said, the swollen glands, the sore throats, the laryngitis. It can also manifest in something I've been dealing with the past 2 weeks, high blood pressure. It can manifest in infections, headaches, hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, neck issues, sore neck, depression, insomnia. So when that throat chakra is imbalanced, it creates a lot of domino effects, right? And when we're young, it doesn't bother us. Okay, we'll take some antibiotics. We're cool. When you get into your 40s, like me, the body's like, I don't like this. And then we start getting a little older, and it's like, and then eventually things start failing, right? And if we hold on to the toxic emotions long enough, it looks like lymphoma. It looks like thyroid cancer. It looks like cancers of the mouth and the tongue. So very important to have these chakras open, to have the energetic exchange. Tiffany says, you're all of the above. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, that's me, right? We're all like, yeah, check, right? And so as we balance and heal those chakras, the goal is that we energetically and spiritually heal. And then as we heal spiritually, our body goes, oh, okay, we're okay again. And it starts to regenerate and heal things. I believe that miracles are possible for everything. Now, of course, if you've had your thyroid removed, I can't guarantee that would grow back. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. But I have noticed with people who have surgery and things that are removed, that we can heal the spiritual version of that. And it will help, like medications work better, help you to be stronger and things like this. So chronically getting strep as a kid, teen, multiple times a year could be directly related to keeping silent about abuse and trauma. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So, I've spoken about this before. And next year, I will just say that trauma healing is going to be a huge part of what I'm doing, because we all come on here like, oh yeah, Stacee's going to teach us about our bodies and the chakras and the tattoos and the birthmarks. And then we kind of get down to the core of everything. And it's like, well, there's trauma there. And that's really what we're healing. And I realized that like different people are attracted to work with me for different reasons. There's probably a different reason for each of you coming here. But at the base of this, it all seems to be connected to some sort of trauma. Not all of it, but in general, quite a bit of it. And I've quoted a study many times where they followed children who were victims of trauma. And they noticed that they were 168% more likely to have health issues because of that trauma. And typically it would manifest in the heart, the lungs, the skin, the liver, the kidneys, or the intestines. But, absolutely throat chakra is going to affect that. It is one of my beliefs. This is why we are such a sick population, is that, we have these toxic masculinity things that are being told, oh, emotions don't affect anything. Suck it up, buttercup. You're fine. Big boys, big girls don't cry. You're cool. Right. And then we don't process the emotions. And then my brother, it's a great example. He goes, emotions are for sissies. I don't do with emotions. Okay, cool. He went into heart failure at 38. Now, granted, we can't argue. Dude had uncontrolled diabetes for 12 years and didn't take care of himself, but he also had a lot of repressed trauma and emotions, and it's not typical for someone to go into heart failure with 4 completely occluded artery thingies in your heart at 38. That's pretty uncommon. That's usually something when you're 60 or 70, right? So, we take those emotions, we stuff them away. And then that throat chakra starts to fracture and break, or the heart chakra will do the same. And anything will start to do that, And that is why every emotion can be connected to an illness, and every illness can be connected to an emotion. I apologize. Had to turn this off. I should have done that before class. So, but we like to recognize interruptions, so is there something that someone needs clarification on or doesn't fully understand that I've just been speaking about? Because interruptions usually tell me that either there's a fear or there's something we're not understanding. So if there is something you guys need further clarification on, please type it in the comments below. When we have misunderstanding, when we have trauma, lack of clear communication, it creates fragments in that throat chakra. And those fragments in the throat chakra create soul fragments. And it makes it harder for us to connect to our soul's wisdom and to understand this communications from our soul, from our subconscious, from the divine energy that is us. And so we hold on to these emotions of helplessness, hopelessness, I'm a victim. And that starts manifesting as like the compulsive need to control things in our lives. And so the throat chakra is also about control or lack thereof. Would nail biting be related to throat chakra? I am a biter of nails that I am working on that. Let me ask Spirit, because that's actually not something I know. Is nail biting connected to the throat chakra? Yes, and it can be connected to more. So I would look at, like, do you have a specific nail that you like to bite more than others? Thumbs are typically connected to your throat chakras. Pointer fingers are heart. Middle fingers are solar plexus, sacral, and then root. So thumbs and ring fingers. So for you, I would say yes, in part it is connected to that. If you're like, bite the thumb. Interestingly for me, mine is my left. This is the one I typically go at. And it's shorter than all the rest of them because I'm trying to grow them out. And that's a heart chakra thing, a left heart chakra. So Ray is all of them. So yeah, in part it can, because it's a stress release. It's like we put something in the mouth, can't let the words out, so use the mouth to kind of move them, right? When we try to move or transfer that energy away from the mouth, that I got tension, I want to speak, but I just bite this thing, bite your tongue type energy. So yeah, definitely feels like that's connected. And remember, everything is connected. So maybe you had a lot of earaches as a kid. You have eustachian tubes that connect to your throat chakra. Well, because of the things I heard, because of the cruel words I had people say to me, because I felt like I had no voice, I couldn't stand up for myself. What happens? Earaches, ear infections. Typically, children who get a lot of ear infections are kids that grow up in homes with a lot of emotional turmoil, a lot of arguments, a lot of harsh words. Not always, in general. So jaw clenching and TMJ. Yeah, anything in the throat chakras. So we're looking like the nose, here. Those are all going to be throat chakra things, right? I can't say anything. I just grit my teeth and get things done. Oh, slap cheek. I've been betrayed. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Can't say anything about it. So right? The doctor said you have a eustachian tube dysfunction in your ears. Yeah, so that's a throat chakra. It's kind of like right there, because we'll just kind of draw a nose, right there. There's your ear, right? So now keep in mind that your ears actually have a lot of meridians and minor chakras in them, and they're connected to a lot of things. So we can go down a rabbit hole. Makes sense. My childhood chronic illnesses make sense. I was always strep and ear infections. Yep. Same, like strep and ear infections. I actually only have 75% of my hearing in my left ear because of how many ear infections I've had. So if you are like, sorry, just kind of like, I watched a comment and then I brain farted what I was going to say. But yeah, they're all connected. Colleen asked about snoring. Yes, snoring is absolutely connected to the throat chakra. Snoring is saying, I feel like my words are not heard. I feel like my words have no value. I feel like no one listens to me. Right. And so because no one listens to me, I will make noise at night. Right. Snore. My husband is a great snorer. And then, you know what his favorite saying is? The kids never listen to me. Nobody ever listens to me. I tell them one thing and they never do it. I don't understand why. Yeah, and I now know why you snore, sweetie pie. And so yeah, teeth grinding, all throat chakra stuff, anything in that area is going to say we have a throat chakra imbalance, right? And like I said, it's connected to heart because if you have a thyroid imbalance, what happens? You can get high blood pressure and other things as well. So anything that is either in the throat chakra or directly connected to it is going to be affected by it. So what's directly connected to the throat? Eustachian tubes. The heart lays right over the throat chakra, the throat that goes down. And then the throat directly connects to the stomach, which is the solar plexus. So those things are all going to show imbalances if there's an imbalance in the throat chakra. Talking in your sleep. Yeah. Talking in your sleep is absolutely unspoken, repressed trauma. It is like typically people who talk in their sleep or sleepwalk have a lot of repressed trauma, and the body cannot process it. And so they do things like sleepwalk or talk in their sleep or things like that. My husband is really interesting. He'll actually have conversations with you when he's half asleep. And my kids, bless their souls, I love them, but this was horrible what they used to do. They're like, we know to go talk to dad when he's half asleep because he'll still have full conversations with us. And he'll give us permission to do things. So they kind of use that to their advantage, little stink butts. So yeah, all connected, because remember, we have insomnia that's connected to this. So that hopefully that kind of gives you guys ideas of like what physically can be affected when that spiritual part of us is imbalanced. So I specifically picked the color blue for today. And you guys will notice that I often wear, what do I usually wear? Turquoise. Usually I have a bigger turquoise necklace, but I think I kind of didn't cleanse it enough. But it broke and I haven't been wearing it lately, but I also have my big throat chakra, right? So turquoise, anything blue, blue crystals are going to be fantastic. Where is it? There it is. This is my favorite one. When I first started, I actually had a kyanite necklace. Kyanite, make sure that it's stabilized, so they'll dip it in resin, and it is okay to have a dipped resin because otherwise you're going to end up with all these little shiny flakes that are going to poke your skin. But that's what I wore when I first started my healing work, was kyanite. The people that are in my membership program, if I can locate enough of them, will probably end up with some kyanite, because not only is it helpful to the throat chakra, but it is also protective and gently aligning to the chakras as well. So those are my two favorite crystals. You could use any blue crystal that you feel drawn to. And I think that that's the most important rule to remember, is what crystal are you drawn to versus what crystal does someone else tell you. So like when I first started with crystals, everyone's like, oh, you need a rose quartz, go buy a rose quartz. And so I went over to the store and I got a rose quartz, and I was holding it in my hand. I'm like, I don't like this crystal. It doesn't feel good to me. I don't feel drawn to it. And so I actually went and picked, this one up. And you'll actually probably notice a lot of my crystals are blues or greens or things like that, because those are the colors that I need most for healing. And you'll probably find the same thing. So yes, Ray, to answer your question, lapis lazuli, aventurine, apatite, any blue crystal is typically going to be very good for that. So do we have any questions, anything that needs clarification with the throat chakra? So I'm definitely open to any questions that you guys have before we kind of go into the meditation. How can I help others around me? All right. So 2 questions we got. First, can night terrors, sleep paralysis fall into the throat chakra as well? So night terrors and sleep paralysis can go a little bit deeper than the throat chakra. Yes, throat chakra is involved, but typically the night terrors are also going to be connected with solar plexus and heart chakra too. So we're going to have like multiple throat chakra and multiple chakra imbalances where we're like, and night terrors and sleep paralysis can also speak of entities that are disrupting your sleep also. For me, if you're experiencing that, the thing that I did when I experienced that would be to bubble protection around your bed when you go to sleep. So for me, I surround myself in a white bubble, then I surround my bed, then I surround my house in bubbles. And I set the intention that any entities that are harmful or disruptive to my sleep are not allowed to be near me, and that my sleep will be peaceful and protected. And that is really helpful for that. So throat chakra is in part connected, but there's definitely some other ones that we'll need work as well. How can I help others around me? So, are you asking, Judith, how you can help them heal their throat chakra? Is that okay? So really the best thing that you can do is be a safe place for people. Come from a space of non-judgment and let them know that you are someone that will hear their words and advocate and support for them no matter what that is. And my kids know they can come to me and say anything, and I'm typically not going to come from a space of judgment. Every once in a while the mom judging comes in, but I do typically try. Different with your kids, but typically all of my friends know, like, if I need someone to talk to, someone who's going to listen to me, they come to talk to me because they know I'm a safe place, that I'm not going to judge them, and that I'm just going to sit and listen. And I think that is the most important thing. If you are looking at advocating or supporting someone who needs throat chakra help, is just to be a good listener, and just to sit and listen, and then ask them, how can I support you? And let them express that to you. And for me, that's sometimes something I struggle with, because I'm like full of ideas, like I want to help people. I'm like, here's all my ideas, let me help you. But asking them, how can I support you, will be very valuable. And they may not even know right away. So just keep that in mind, that sometimes people are like, wow, I've never had anybody ask me that. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. So, just let them know, like, I'm here, I'm here. So let's go in. Any suggestions for binaural beats or guided meditations? So my 2 favorite apps, and I'll show you guys those, are one, it is called Relax Melodies, which is this one right there with a little moon. All right. And so Relax Melodies, and then this one here is called Brainwave 35 Binaural Programs. Right. That's my other one those are the 2 that I prefer. I actually lately have been using Relax Melodies more. They don't typically have, I don't think they have a throat chakra. They only have a heart chakra one on. So having constant dreams about not being heard, and then being portrayed as a bad guy for reacting and hearing, not listening, or being kind of outcasted. Yeah, your dreams are going to reflect either something you need to know or something you need to heal, typically. And so, I mean, not always. Sometimes our dreams are like, I'm skipping on clouds, but typically your dreams have a message for you. And I would always suggest keeping a dream journal by your bed. And as soon as you can hold that pen to paper, write that dream down. I actually even use my phone, where I'll get the notes open on my phone, and I'll just speak my dream really fast into the microphone. Here's my dream. And then when I'm ready, I go through and try to process that and say, okay, what is this showing me? How is this going to help me? What is this going to create a better understanding for me? And so that was really, really helpful. How can I help a kid with autism, moderate autism, to heal his throat chakra? So I've worked with actually one of my friends. She has an autistic son. I'm also autistic, if you guys weren't aware of that. I just answered your question. So I'll kind of touch on it just a little bit. We did some throat chakra clearing on him. He is, he's not nonverbal, but he definitely holds his words. He definitely barely speaks. And if he does, it's in a whisper. And we did a throat chakra healing on him. And his mom literally texted me like 3 hours later, and she's like, oh my God, he asked me what was for dinner. But then it kind of regressed back in, right? So autism is definitely a throat chakra thing combined with some other stuff. So it didn't last when we did that. So I suspect there needs to be multiple throat chakra healings going on for that. And that's your son and can't really tell you much about the date. So yeah, throat chakra healing would be helpful. I can tell you from the perspective of an autistic person, often my brain feels like scrambled eggs and I can't get the words out the way that I understand them in my head, right? And so, often I will say things like, my husband's like, that's really offensive what you just said. I was like, that's not what I meant. It's not what I meant, right? Or I'll be masking someone and they'll say something that's appropriate for them, and then I'll say it and it's inappropriate for me to say the same thing. And I'm like, but you said it was, I thought it was okay. So there's like those type of things as well. And so definitely throat chakra healing is very valuable to those that have autism, to help them express themselves better. Just keep in mind with autism, the goal is to improve their quality of life, improve their ability to speak, and improve what they're able to do, but not to like fix them or cure them, because part of my gifts, part of those are connected to my autism. Autism is a great superpower, and so just keep that in mind, that we're not trying to fix someone, we're just trying to improve their quality of life when we do throat chakra healings for autism. It's on my YouTube, so you guys can go watch that one, and that can kind of help you get a better perspective on that. But yeah, I treasure the autistic side of me, and I was diagnosed late in life, and I was like, oh wow, everything makes sense now. And part of my autism helps me understand people, so definitely treasure it. So yeah, definitely go watch that class. And so hopefully that kind of gives everybody a greater understanding of the throat chakra. We are going to do a meditation for our throat chakra now, and that will just kind of start just like the other throat chakra that the other meditation that we did. We're going to do an energy healing visualization for you guys, and if you're receptive to healing energy, that will be sent to you as well. But I do also want to empower you that your body does know what it's doing, and your body is capable of healing. And just know that, I am just helping guide you to that process, but that you guys have that power within you as well. And that I am, as the Native American traditions call it, just a hollow bone, a conduit that provides that light to come to you from source, but that you have that power to access that light for yourself as well. Because I never want you to feel like you cannot heal alone. We'll start with the deep breaths again, just to, get us recentered and refocused, and then we'll jump into our throat chakra meditation. So we'll start with our first deep breath in. Pause and exhale. Second deep breath in. Pause and exhale. Third deep breath in. Pause and exhale. And so I want you to continue to focus in on your throat chakra. Focus in on everything from your nose to your chest, your throat, your mouth, your cheeks, your nose, your ears. Just feel the energy in that area. And I want you to continue your deep breathing. And as you deep breathe in, envision that we're breathing in orange and blue light. And this orange and blue light comes down through your nose, past your mouth, past your throat, into your lungs. Just hold it for a second. And as you push it out, exhale out the stagnant energy. Exhale out all that old stuck energy, pushing it out through your lungs, your throat, and out through your mouth. And just continue to breathe that in. We're going to just do a cycle of 5 breaths. Breathing in that blue, orange light. And exhaling out the stagnant energy. Breathe in the healing light. And breathe out all the old stagnant energy. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. And breathe out. And last breath in. And breathe out. And just envision that your throat chakra in front of your throat is like a large megaphone. It is opening up, strengthening. Just going to clear any stagnant energy around the throat chakra, allowing it to open like a strong megaphone in front of your throat. Just ask the energy to flow through as you breathe in. That throat chakra goes clockwise. As you breathe out, it turns counterclockwise. Breathe in, clockwise energy feeding into your throat. Breathe out, exhale out all that stagnant energy. And as we open the throat chakra, we're going to instill confidence, strength, the ability to communicate our thoughts, our words, and ideas in a way that is understood by others with a strength that we have not used before, and in a way that is helpful to ourselves and others. We're just going to send beautiful blue light into the throat chakra. And then we're going to just surround your throat from front to back. A beautiful healing white cloud. And that cloud surrounds your throat, gently supporting, cleansing, and uplifting. I'm going to go to the back throat chakra. These are the words of the past. These are the retained, unspoken words. You may feel your throat chakra is getting tighter. Just breathe. We're going to release all the unspoken words, all the unheard words, all the times that we were told to sit down and shut up, that our words were not valued or listened to in the past. We're going to release the words that we should have said, that we wanted to say, that we overthought about for days and weeks. We're going to release all of those things in the back of your neck, clearing that back throat chakra through the past. And we ask that this healing energy be sent back into the past through all generations, all ancestors through your lineage that choose to accept it. We ask that this healing be sent forward to your posterity with their permission to receive the healing of all generations in the future. We send this healing sideways on all dimensions, all planes of existence, and all levels. Take a deep breath in. Let's say thank you. Thank you to your throat, to your voice, to your ability to speak, to articulate your words clearly. If you have any unspoken words that are still remaining in your throat, I'm just going to sweep through that throat one more time and release the irritations, the frustrations, and allow them to flow away from our body into a violet flame. I just want you to breathe just a few times and feel your throat. If there are any areas where you're still feeling congestion or imbalance, I want you to breathe into those areas. Imagine that your breath is filling in, regenerating, and rebalancing that throat chakra. And that when you breathe out, it releases any remaining blockages or stagnant energies. Breathe into the throat chakra and breathe out. Breathe in. Allow that energy to fill your throat, your thyroid, your parathyroid, your mouth, your teeth, your nose, your jaw, your ears. Allow it to fill any fractures, any breaks, any holes in that chakra. Take one more deep breath in. Tell your throat chakra, thank you. Thank you for the voice that you have. Thank you for your self-confidence and for your strength, for your ability to speak and communicate your wants and needs and desires. And then saying with me out loud or in your mind, finally we say, I permanently clear all negative attachments and emotions that are held in my throat chakra backwards into the past, forwards into the future, sideways, up and down. I permanently clear all layers on all levels. Deep breath in. And we say thank you once again. And just sit with your new throat chakra. Sit with the energy for just a moment. You're ready. You can start to wiggle your shoulders, your neck, your arms, your fingers, your toes. You can open your eyes, come back into the room, just kind of feel how you are feeling. Feel free to share your experiences in the comments. Tell me how that felt for you. One reason why we say thank you so much is that as we express gratitude and appreciation, it tells our body that we are grateful for the things that have happened now and the things that will happen in the future. And gratitude definitely accelerates healing. It says she had an itchy throat. So my throat's a little itchy. Itchy is typically we're holding on to irritation and frustration. So ask yourself if there's any irritations or frustrations that you're still holding on to in your throat. So relaxing, my throat feels tight and clogged. Yeah. So you guys might find that you're going to cough a little bit through this class, or maybe after you might have to clear your throat or go drink some water. Just keep understanding that. It's interesting. The orange light felt warm on one side and the blue felt cool on the other side. Interesting, when it swirled, it felt a lot like eating a spoonful of horseradish and your sinus cleared out. A lot of yawning happened. Okay, so let's talk about that. So yawning, burping, farting, sneezing all shows energy releasing. So that's a good thing. We're releasing energy. Sinuses, these are connected to the nose, which is in that throat chakra. And the throat chakra in that nose is saying what? If I expressed myself, people judged me. If I tried to do what I wanted or needed, people backed me into corners. So kind of pay attention to that, that it's kind of showing that you're releasing the judgments of others. Sinuses are very much like, I feel irritated or frustrated. People putting their nose in my business, won't leave me alone, trying to get me to do things. How often should we do this once on YouTube? As much as you want. I typically tell people to do, give yourself a break, maybe not do it more than like 4 or 5 times a week, but if your body is feeling up for it, do it as long as your body feels up for it. That is, a choice for you, and just asking what your body needs. Notice how you feel after the class. Notice how you feel tomorrow. If you're feeling kind of tired and drained, maybe give it a few days. Go with how your body is feeling, because everybody's body is going to be unique. Now, some homework for you guys. I will be adding on a little journaling thing eventually to when this class gets uploaded to my website, that you guys can download a downloadable PDF. And then, we'll be separating out the meditations. Morgan's going to be helping with that. So keep doing those things. Singing is great for your throat chakra. So expressing your voice through a song, and not just any song, but picking songs that make you feel alive, that have you going, oh yeah, this is my jam, or this song is an emotionally connecting song. Edelweiss, and we had a throat chakra healing class earlier with some of my group members where I sung Edelweiss. I'm not going to do it tonight because I'm embarrassed. Still working on that. But that's an emotionally connecting song because it was my grandparents' song, right? So pick something that creates an positive emotional response within you. If you are looking at working on communications, clear communications, communicating with others, get a picture of someone, maybe on your phone. Okay, so-and-so, I have something to say to you, and practice speaking to that person's picture and get practice with speech. And that can help you also to express and understand those things, so that the next time you're around someone that you have difficulty speaking with, you're going to have a little bit more self-confidence. And please don't mistake self-confidence for permission to say things that are hurtful to people. That's a different thing. So please, let's use nonviolent communication. There is a great book on Amazon. The book is called Nonviolent Communication, A Language of Life. It's by Marshall B. Rosenberg. And that's one of my favorite books that I have, that helped me learn how to communicate better. Also look at what things are supportive in your diet for throat chakra. So obviously things like blueberries, because it's a blue food, kelp and sea moss gel, really supportive of the throat chakra. Just be mindful that kelp has iodine. So if you're taking thyroid medications, definitely communicate with your healthcare practitioner, because you don't want to like OD it. So hopefully that helps you guys with some ideas that can help that, to kind of help that throat chakra to open it up. Ancestral Supplements also has an amazing thyroid supplement. This one, I don't have their thyroid right now because I'm out, but that's what Ancestral Supplements looks like. They have a great thyroid supplement. Gaia Herbs has a great thyroid supplement that I personally use. I personally use these myself. And again, before starting any of these things, talk to your healthcare practitioner. But those are some things that I really, really have found helpful for me as well, that can definitely help you guys with your healing journeys. So thank you, everyone, for participating in the class, for being a part of the class. I am very grateful that you guys are here to support me. I know I say this often, but you guys help me just as much as you think I'm helping you. And I find great value in supporting each other on our healing journeys. And as a unhealed healer who is still in my healing process, I am so grateful to you all for coming. Keep in mind that there is still a few spots left for the heart chakra class and the solar plexus class as well. And we're going to just continue doing some classes on chakras. And if you guys have class requests, please email them to me at support@spiritfluent.com. I'll be happy to add those classes to the roster of anything that you guys want to know. And if you want to dive deeper into your healing, consider joining the Becoming Spirit Fluent membership, because we have some amazing, amazing people there, and we are supporting each other on our healing journeys. And we meet, 3 times a week. So it's pretty awesome, I think. So thank you, everyone. You guys are so welcome. I have so much gratitude to you guys all. And until our next class, have a beautiful day, beautiful evening. And I will look forward to seeing you guys at my next class. Bye, everybody.